You are welcome back to the balance lessons of the series. You are now studying the lesson number 3, third lesson of the subject civil engineering management. You are now starting today a new topic. We have completed 2 topics already, lesson 1 and 2. I hope that you all have gone through them. So we are today starting the lesson number 3, which is human resources management. But for your recapping of what we are doing, as you know, the current NDT program has 4 semesters, academic semesters, and in the 3rd semester there is this module called civil engineering management. The slide which you come out is an extract from the module script document, and this is the subject, which is civil engineering management. If I go to the next slide shows you the several topics in detail, and you will see that we are starting this lesson number 3 under the second topic of this module description details. So job number 2, they have not used the word human resources management in the module description document, but number 2 in this slide is actually all the topics are under human resources management. In fact, in the previous syllabus we have taught these topics, the details, the subtopics under main topic of human resource management. So we are doing this lesson number 3 today is on human resources management. Human resources management, what is it? In this slide you will see that I have just simply indicated human resource management as managing people. Yes, if somebody wants to sort of very crudely or very basically explain what human resource management is, just the managing people is an easy explanation. But of course, human resource management, as in the case of other management topics, is a very, very developed management theory now. Human resource management is taught at different levels at different educational programs, because in any case, managing human beings or human resource management is a must for any managerial type employees. As the engineering diplomates, we are expecting you to one day become an engineering diplomate from the day 1, and then become engineers over the years, and then from the day 1 itself you will be managing people. So it is very much thoughtful by the syllabus developers to have a topic on human resources management to be taught to the technically or engineering biased educational program, the NDT program. So human resources management, as I have been telling in the other topics as well, management is, theory of management is not that very absolute theories which science-based students, mathematics-based students are sort of used to, but still for all, these have become part of the major study areas in the world, and they have developed several theories on this. So I have used all those theoretical developments by previous scholars and written in books as our basis for learning this subject, human resources management. So what is human resources management? A definition. We like to have definitions. Science students like to have a definition on everything. So this is the definition. This slide shows the definition of human resource management. I like this part, this definition which is coming from management theories. Human resource management is basically the activities directed at attracting, developing and maintaining an effective workforce for the organization. An effective work for the 3 topics: attracting, developing and maintaining workforce. That is the main areas of actually human resource management. Why human resource management is so important in any industrial setup? Any organization structure requires variety of people, human resource according to its needs. Now civil engineering industry. In civil engineering industry, we always come across three major resources. Human resources first thing. Second thing is the material resources. Third one is the machinery and equipment resources. So civil engineering industry depends on human resources, the construction materials, and also the machinery and equipment. So human resources is one of the key groups in the total resource base used in the civil engineering industry. So leave alone civil engineering, any organization require variety of people, human resources to run any organization. Human resources are critical for effective functioning of any organization. Not only an industrial organization, even the educational organization like Institute of Technology, University of Moratuwa cannot effectively function if they don't have human resources. Starting from academics, lecturers, the teachers, other teachers, the instructors, and all those academic staff, administrative staff, support staff. So without human resources, even Institute of Technology, University of Moratuwa cannot function. Then human resources management has been identified as a very important aspect in recent decades. About 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when I joined the industry, HRM was not a huge separate topic. They call personal manager or administrative manager who is looking after the personal matters when I went to several organizations. But today, no, they call DGM, Deputy General Manager, HRM. Earlier personal manager. Even the State Engineering Corporation, eventually I worked as a chairman, but the section earlier was a personal division, now HRM division. So HRM has become a new topic in the recent past. The organizations are realizing that the effectiveness of their human resource management function has a substantial input and overall performance of any organization. That is an obvious thing. I told you that there are three different major resources used in the industry, in construction industry: human resources, construction materials, and machinery. But the construction materials and construction machinery, they are sort of no life in them. They are dead sort of stuff. But human resources is a life. It has life. Every human being has a life. Every human being has a brain. So managing them is not that easy. So if you have human resource management very nicely performed, then the other two can be easily managed and the organization can flourish. But if you make a mistake in human resource management, so it's gone. The industry will be gone. Your company will be closed. So that is why there is a huge importance in HRM. When you go out from this institute as an engineering diplomate, your bosses will expect you to be a good HRM person, good manager in human resources. So that is why this topic is taught. So importance of HRM is overall for everybody and also for particularly to engineering diplomates as well. So next few slides are like photographs of human resources, a variety of resources of things. Some are like, the first slide shows you the variety. Second slide shows you the quantity, large number. This is a factory where people are countries there. You can see in the factory setup, human resources play a huge role. The factory setup. And then construction site, I can see in a Middle Eastern construction site, in the morning people are queued up. All are human resources. They are the people who build these huge buildings. They have machinery, they have equipment, they have materials, but if not for this group of human resources, no civil engineering construction can be done. Human resources. So now what are the activities of human resources management? HRM activities. You can sort of identify three different activities. These three different activities are there in my definition as well. If you go back to the previous slides, you will know that they are in the thing. Actually, it is attracting of human resources. That is recruiting people to your work, bringing people into your industry, attracting. That has human resource planning, who are the people whom I want, recruitment of people, then selection, and placing them in different locations. That is the attracting component of human resource management. So that is a major role, even to recruit people proper to your organization. Then after recruiting, only the second activity starts. That's the development of the human resource. From the day one, you have to train your workforce and continuously train at the beginning to suit them, their abilities to the industry needs. But later on, you have continuously trained them for continuing training programs for upgrading their performances. So, second activity is now the development of people, the human resources development. Third one, which is, I personally think, is one of the most important. You can recruit people, you can develop them. How to keep them in? The number one is salaries. Pay them a good salary, pay them good money, pay them a good compensation for their work. So that is part of the maintenance of workforce. But on top of that, give all the other facilities and try to keep them in your organization. So to do that, you have to do a management. So these are the three activities of human resources management. So if I ask in an examination, what are the three major activities of a human resources management area? So you have to say attraction of human resources, development of human resources, and maintaining the human resources. Those are the three different activities of the HRM. So HRM has these three different activities. But I would also like to draw your attention to another sort of aspect, not only aspect, another important area. So the HRM, there are sort of, in the current development of HRM, current development of human resource management, they think that there are three broad aspects in human resource management. What I told you in the previous slide was human resources HRM activities. But there are three different basic aspects, three different broad sort of objectives of human resource management. These are also very important. I used to sometimes ask questions in the examinations about this thing. What are the three broad aspects? One thing is this. This is a new concept. Consider all the managers of any organization, any managerial level staff, supervisor himself, or a technical officer, engineer and diplomat and engineer, as human resources managers. Sometimes we try to detach ourselves. When you go as a technical man, you think that you are sent to site, work in the construction industry to do technical work, to set up a building, to give engineering levels, read the plans and direct workers. No, from day one when I passed out as a diplomat, I thought, no, human resource management also has a bigger role to play. So I became partly a sort of local site man of the top HRM man in the office. So every manager is considered to be a HRM manager. So that is one of the important aspects in the current world thinking. Second aspect is that all the employees are considered as assets of the organization. Now if you go to a big construction firm, they have a big building, head office building. So assets, even if you go home, your father will say he has a house and a land, that is his asset. But there are hidden assets now. Your home, the buildings and the land are considered to be assets. Yes, but the people, like his own son is an asset. That also they say asset. But they are not considered as material assets. But human resources are considered to be an asset to any organization. Now if you go to a construction company, boss, owner, he will say, oh, I have a lot of assets. I have bulldozers, I have backhoes, I have concrete mixers, I have big building, I have so many. But he sometimes forgets. Actually, his biggest asset will be his human resources, who is working for him. So human resources should be considered as assets of the organization. Remember the difference. People always make a mistake of looking at assets as some material assets. Human resources is considered to be the biggest assets of any organization. So that is the second aspect. second concept where people think in the current HRM. First one is that all the managers are considered to be HRM managers, and human resources are considered to be assets of any organization. Then the third one is also very important. English, I think words are there in the slide. You can read through it several times to understand. But fundamentally what they say is why people are coming to work. Why you are recruiting people. Why a company or organization or a big construction industry company recruit people. They recruit people to get their work done. So why people are coming to work for them? To get their salaries, to satisfy their day-to-day needs, to feed their home people, to get money to eat. So there are two different aspects. You know, the human resources are recruited from company side to get the work done. From the employee side or the worker side or the man side, it is to get to work for somebody and get some money for his work. So staffing or the recruitment and keeping people in your organization, that function is called the matching of the needs. Unless you match needs properly, it will not work. You have to get the people to suit your work. The people should also match by giving their service to get the money back to them. So two different needs of two different groups and their matching is called staffing. So that is the third aspect. Looks like very, somebody else can in another 10 years time, 15 years time, you can introduce several aspects. But these are the three aspects in the current management books where they call important three aspects of HRM. One is all the managers are considered as HRM managers, and all the employees are viewed as assets to the organization, and this employment or the staffing function is considered to be the matching process of integrating organization's goals with employees' needs. So that is, I have told you now about HRM activities and three different aspects. I will now directly go to the sort of easily explainable thing, component of HRM. My balance part of this lecture will concentrate on components of HRM. There are 6 different components I am talking. Why we have made them into several components is for easy to understand, easy to remember, and these are the 6 components which in the next lesson, next section, I will be explaining these components one by one. That is human resources planning and job analysis, recruitment and selection, training and development, performance appraisal and feedback, compensation and benefits, and labor relations. So this lesson we will stop here, and the next lesson we will look into these components of HRM.
Don't forget to subscribe this channel for more of the very latest videos.